Oh, okay. Yeah, we just take one with.
My name is Tess Burrows. I am a 64-year-old grandmother and I live in Surrey, so I guess I'm a typical Surrey housewife. And I have 3 sons, 3 grandchildren and 1 cat. My early life after a degree in ecological science from Edinburgh was in Australia growing trees, and then I came back as a young mother and brought up my 3 sons by myself. And there was a moment in my life when motherhood, which had been the only thing that mattered up to that point, suddenly kind of was joined by a need to help the earth. So that was probably maybe 15 years ago. So my life since that time has just been trying to do what I can to make a difference and to help the earth and to be part of the greater way of seeing things and encouraging people person by person to help and know that we can, each one of us, make a difference, and that we're moving into such a wonderful, exciting time to be alive, and we're all part of it.
So what drove you to, or inspired you to, start on this journey of adventuring around the world?
I think perhaps the first moment was when I was sitting reading a couple of magazines. One was about a climber who actually climbed up the outside of buildings and was the first person to climb up Nelson's column to fly a banner for anti-apartheid. And I looked at that and then I thought, oh yes, one could do something interesting there. And the other article was about how the Antarctic was getting threatened with mining. And I thought, oh, I really wanted to do something about that. So I thought, well, I could put them together. And I actually got in touch with this person and then climbed the Old Man of Hoy in the Orkneys in northern Scotland and hung a huge banner to help protect the environment and in the Antarctic, and a lot of stuff was going on there, but between us all we managed to raise a moratorium for 50 years to stop mining Antarctica. So I realised that a few number of people and getting individuals to write things and do something could make a difference, and just the belief in helping the earth can triumph over the kind of exploitation that so many people wanted to do. So that kind of started me on the path. And a few years later I met my partner Pete and we started Climb for Tibet. I'd always wanted to help Tibet. It was one of those sad things that's going on in life that touched me at a heart level, and I wanted to help somehow then. So we started this little organisation to send peace messages off from the ends of the earth in the Tibetan way. You know, they have prayer flags with little peace messages, little prayers on them, and they believe that if you fly these from the highest, furthest places possible, then it's a way of bringing peace and harmony to the earth. So it's a beautiful thing. And we thought that, okay, we'll get thousands of people to write a peace message. And it's in the way of maybe a pledge for the environment or a little prayer or words about peace. And that not only helps the individual conceive something that's really important to them to make a difference within their lives, perhaps to find more inner peace that creates a more peaceful environment that they live in, but it also, when we bring these messages all together in wild sort of important places, then it creates the bringing together of them creates something greater than the sum total of the parts. So it's one of those wonderful things that kind of starts and you just know you're in the right place. And to me, it's just really important that this is my work, this is what I need to do. So over the last decade, we've collected thousands of peace messages from individuals, and we've taken them to far high places of the earth. So we've taken them to the North Pole, the South Pole, Himalayas, the Andes, Pacific and Africa. So we have created a 6-pointed star across the earth, which each point which has been fired up with peace messages. And it's wonderfully exciting because the 6-pointed star is an expression of complete harmony. and we have worked very hard to reach this stage. Our last one was in Africa on United Nations Peace Day last September, where we had a peace message from every nation on earth, and we expressed those ones from Kilimanjaro along with other messages. So it was the culmination of this project from Climb for Tibet. We've also along the way raised quite a lot of money for different charities. We've raised about £110,000 for the building of schools in Tibet itself. The Dalai Lama is our patron, and he says this has been one of the best ways to try and help the sad situation of being an occupied country there. We've also raised money for all sorts of other projects. Whatever country we're in, it's nice to give back to. So, for example, at the moment I'm involved with trying to help a group of Maasai people to create a project where they can plant trees in their area, because they're having so much problem with land that's being taken away for conservation processes, and also with the global warming problems that are going on there. They're just losing land, and to plant trees is one way forward for their communities. So in each area that we've been to, we've really tried to give back and help in that project. So I'm wildly excited at what we've been doing. I've written a book about walking to the South Pole, a book about going to the point furthest from the centre of the earth in Ecuador, and I'm now involved in writing the Africa story down, because it's a lovely way to share with people. But to me, the important thing is that it's each individual that makes their difference in life, and together we can really help the earth.